Hey everyone, Cody from Mac Telecom Networks. A couple of days ago, Unifi Network application 8.5.6 became an official release. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some of the new features. Now, it's not going to be an overly long video, but I think the new features are a great addition. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. If you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit my website at mactelecomnetworks.com. And we do have a Discord server if you want to join the community. So now let's jump right into Unifi Network application 8.5.6. And right away, you're going to see a change to the dashboard, which they've done some improvements, and we could actually customize the dashboard in the different widgets that we want. Right on the front, we have all of our network health, and we could see what's going on. We could see our ISP performance, which I have an uptime of 100%. But we do see these different colors. The green means it's good, but if we hover over the yellow, this is going to mean that I had some high latency and it was detected. If we go over the blue, it means that my failover was active. And then again, if we go over the yellow, it will say high latency detected. Hovering over the green, it doesn't show us anything because it's working as it should be. Up at the top, we could see our different data usage. So we could see the time and we could see the download and the upload and the connected or the connections at that time. Up at the top, we have our internet activity. If we click this drop-down menu, we could see our download, and we could also switch to our upload. On this graph, we could set different time periods. So we could do 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. I typically look at the month view, but if you need to see throughout a day how your internet's performing or the usage, you could do that and the graph will change. Now down below the ISP performance, we could see the most active APs, the clients, or the apps. Right now, you can see this little blooming effect, and that's my computer that I'm currently connected with. If we hover over that, it's going to show us how much this computer's done in download and upload, as well as the traffic. And you can see all of the different applications that I currently use the most. Then below that, we could see our AP radio TX retries. And obviously, I have something going on here, so I need to take a look at that. But we could look at the 2.4, we could look at the 5 gigahertz, and we could look at the 6 gigahertz. Now, also on the side, we have our Wi-Fi connectivity, and it says it's 100% successful, which does the association, authentication, DHCP, and DNS. And the last thing that's on my dashboard is the AP density, which is looking good. Now, if we want to do customization to this dashboard, there's the arrow in the right bottom corner. All we need to do is select what we want to see. So right now, I don't have the active channels on there, and I don't have the traffic identification. There really is limits to this right now, but they are going to be adding more to what we can put on the dashboard in the future. Now that we have everything selected, we could see the active channels that I'm using for the 2.4, the 5, and the 6 gigahertz. And then if I scroll down, we could see my most used applications, which is Twitch. I watch a lot of Twitch and video gaming in general. And then besides that, we could see our total connections and what Wi-Fi they're using, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5, or Wi-Fi 4. The next improvement introduces NetFlow. Going over the eye icon, it says captures and exports traffic information to a collector. Using NetFlow has an impact on performance. Clicking on the checkbox, we could tell it which networks we want to go to this collector, the version, and then the collector address. I will do a separate video if there's enough interest on NetFlow. Now for NetFlow, it requires a unified gateway at firmware version of 4.1 or newer, which isn't quite out yet, but that will be coming in the future. NetFlow also doesn't work on the Unifi Express or the UXG Lite models. But there is something else that's added into the integration as well, and that is activity logging. And it says it determines where syslog messages from unified devices and system log entries from the network application are sent. So we could send these to a SIEM server. We have Splunk, and then we have Microsoft Sentinel, and then we have IBM QRadar. We could also do debug logs. And this will generate more verbose logs on unified devices. This substantially increases the amount of logs that are sent. Debug logs are intended for troubleshooting purposes and may contain sensitive information. Something else new in this update is the packet capture, but it does require that Unifi OS 4.1, but we could do it right on our gateway. We could select the network and then the duration, and we could analyze this in something like Wireshark. Again, this won't work with our Unifi Express or the UXG Lite models. And the last thing we're going to take a look at in this video is the ability to do egress rate limits on our Unifi gateways. So if I click on, say, port 1, we could scroll down towards the bottom, go to manual, and now we could set that egress rate limit, which we've never been able to do before. It sets a port's maximum rate of data transfer. That's what the egress rate limit does. All in all, I'm very happy with this new update. The ability to customize our dashboard is huge. We used to have that years ago in the old interface, and I can't wait for them to bring out more features or different widgets that we could customize with. Also, the introduction to NetFlow, even though it's coming out in 4.1, so we have to wait a little bit, is great. And being able to send our syslog to a SIEM server is also awesome as well, if that's the type of integration that you want. Let me know what you'd like to see in upcoming Unifi Network application releases. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.